SliderDomination.com presents How Did You Bounce Back from Your Worst Pitching Outing Ever? Let's not lie to ourselves. As pitchers, we have all had horrible outings. Nothing felt good, nothing went right, you flush it out, and you move on. However, many pitchers struggle to handle it correctly and get back on track towards helping their team win ball games. Now I'll break the ice here and share with you my worst ever outing. And it was bad. I mean really bad. It was my first year in professional baseball. I was in the Frontier League with the Ohio Valley Redcoats. We were a travel team, which meant we had no home stadium. We played a majority of our games on the road. We played a few others in a park. That was a circus. So a lot of hours spent on bus rides through the middle of the night, which usually meant that the first game of every series we played was an absolute wash. I mean like losing 14-0 every time. The starter got knocked out in the third or fourth, the bullpen had to eat a bunch of innings, and then you're screwed the next couple days. We were playing against the Florence Freedom, just outside Cincinnati. And game one of the series, we followed suit and got shellacked. And the manager had enough of this nonsense, and he let us have it after the game. And we deserved it. So that set the tone that we have to come play the next night. And we did. We jumped out to a lead early and then we tacked on a few more. Now I pitched well my first 3 outings of the year so far, and I had a go-to spot in the back end of the bullpen. I already recorded a 7-out save as well. I believe it was the 8th inning when I came in, and the pitcher who started the inning got into a jam. So when I came in from the bullpen, no one told me that it was bases loaded, nobody out. In the bullpen and my 8 warm-up pitches, nothing felt good. I had a hard time locating, nothing was going my way, but however, I had to keep chugging along and find a way to get the job done. Now I believe I hit the first batter, then it was 2 straight hits. So all 3 inherited runners scored, basically throwing gas on the fire. My manager made the long, slow walk out to the mound, and I figured my night was over pretty much before it even started. And he told me, I'm not going to take you out of this game. I want to see you pitch through this, and I know that you have the stuff to do so. I was shocked. This was my initial reaction. And then I accepted his challenge. So the next 3 hitters I faced, I got ahead with 2 strikes on all of them. I had both my fastball and my slider going for me, which was rare because I usually only had one of the 2 that was sharp most days. Now I had 2 strikes on these 3 hitters with overpowering stuff. I just couldn't finish them off. They all got 2-strike hits, and I'll tell you why in just a bit. Then I did get pulled without recording a single out. I came in with the bases loaded and left them loaded with a whole new set of runners. The pitcher who came in after me gave up 2 straight hits, and my 3 runners scored. So the final tally, 0 innings pitched, 6 earned runs. 9 total runs scored that inning. Obviously, I was charged with the loss. And after the game, our clubhouse had the ultimate walk of shame. From the third base dugout, you got to walk across the outfield, through the gate in the right field corner, and then walk up a hill on asphalt with metal spikes for about a quarter of a mile. It was the longest walk of my life, and something so sombering that I just never experienced before as a pitcher. Now the next day in the hotel lobby, I could joke about it with my teammates as we're waiting for the bus. And on the field that night before the game, the manager asked me if I could go again. And absolutely is the only answer that ever exists in this situation. You gotta get back out there as soon as possible. Now I pitched again 2 days later. 2/3 of an inning, I came in and got a double play, which was big, because we were down a lot early, as our starter, our number 1, he got knocked out in the 4th inning. And then we eventually rallied back to win in the 9th as the other team had a bullpen meltdown. It's funny how this game goes sometimes. Our bullpen did the job, we held the last 5 innings scoreless, and our starter thanked us gratefully after the game, as he called it the best no decision of his career. And then I pitched well 1 inning the next night also. So bad outings are a part of the game. No one is above them. None of us are. The bigger factor is how well you can put it behind you and bounce back, and return to pitching with the mindset that makes you successful. The fearless warrior on the mound. Now looking back on this awful night for me, how would I have done this differently? For starters, I would have slowed the game down more to prevent the hyperactive adrenaline takeover which plagued me. When you're trying to pitch on an extreme adrenaline rush, there's no guarantee that you'll make your pitches. You're just hoping that you can throw your fastball past the hitter and then through the backstop as well. It wasn't until a few years later that I learned how to slow the game down, and the importance of doing so for success as a pitcher. Plus, I would have better prepared myself mentally as to how I would have worked each hitter. And with this preparation, I would have focused on making one pitch at a time, see each pitch in my head, and then physically execute it. Because as things snowball when they go bad for pitchers, and myself that night included, we will try to make 10 pitches at once. We have the mindset that we have to strike out the side on one pitch. And when one call doesn't go your way or you've given up a hit, mentally, you're finished. All the wheels have fallen off the wagon. And when you do that with a hyperactive mindset, which I had that night, you overthrow. And when you overthrow, your ball is elevated in the strike zone, and that's exactly what happened to me, as I tried to overpower the hitters with 2 strikes. And the result? Well, you already know. Remember, baseball is a game of failure and a game of redemption. Bad outings will happen, and you will have another opportunity to prove yourself. Keep dominating. Did this recording help you move on from a horrific pitching appearance? If so, leave us a comment below and let us know how you bounce back to your regular, dominating self on the mound. And don't forget to please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. And for more tips and strategies on how to make the slider your go-to money pitch, visit sliderdomination.com. Again, that's sliderdomination.com. Keep dominating.